Okay, genuinely speaking, I do not even know where to start. I mean, holy crap. Dragon Ball just came up and just cooked a five-star meal for all of us. We got, we have so much that just dropped that I literally had to just stop what I'm doing and talk about it. This video is like completely unscripted, which is why it sounds a bit awkward. But first thing I need to say is that as Dragon Ball fans, man, we are literally living in the best timeline. We've got Dragon Ball Super. We've got Dragon Ball Super remake, the one that has been leaked, and we also got the Moro saga confirmed. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Seeing that live, like I attended the event live. I don't really know how to pronounce it. I think it's Genki Damasuri, but I'm not entirely sure. It's one thing expecting Dragon Ball Super the Galactic Patrol Saga. I think we were all kind of intending this event, hoping that we would get the anime announcement. But of course, there was that, for me at least, there was that lingering feeling, that lingering kind of fear that it would not be announced, at least not the Moro saga. Like maybe a new movie, but that's not what I wanted personally. I wanted the Moro saga to finally be adapted. And instead of getting just the Moro saga, we got literally everything that you could ever possibly want for the future of the series. We have Dragon Ball remake confirmed. I'm not sure if Dragon Ball Super Beerus is going to be like a remake of the entire Dragon Ball Super story, or if it's just Dragon Ball Battle of Gods. I think the Dragon Ball Super remake might exist simultaneously with the Moro saga, or it might actually, like, I guess, finish before the Moro saga and might like go up leading to the Moro saga. And I say that because we have a release date for Dragon Ball Super Beerus, but we don't have a release date for the Moro saga. That could be like 2027, 2028, but we do know the Moro saga is coming. Me personally, I actually am stoked to see a relaunch, or I guess reboot, of Dragon Ball Super. And the reason why I think it's a good idea personally is because Dragon Ball Super kind of has notorious quality control. Like the Battle of Gods is kind of meh and and kind of just straight up bad at worst. Like, come on, remember those? You remember the fight between Goku and Beerus at King Kai's planet? It didn't really look good. There was some like crazy shots. The tournament power looked okay, but another reason, the main reason I kind of want a revamp of sorts or a remaster of Super is because of the differing continuities of the anime and manga. And I think if they're going to adapt manga material, manga exclusive material, they should kind of reconstruct the Super anime to include elements from both the anime and manga. I'm not sure if they're actually going to do that or if they're just going to make the anime look better, but I am hoping they kind of recontextualize some of the events that play out in the anime version of Dragon Ball Super. I also think it would be really cool if they connected Dragon Ball Daima and Dragon Ball Super together, kind of explain what happened in between that time. If they have Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus Beerus, that would be that would be amazing. I don't think it's gonna happen necessarily. I think it's possible. I'm not positive it's gonna happen. It could just be a very faithful retelling, but it would be sick. Like, it would be super hella sick. Besides the anime though, we also got a new game announcement, which is, I gotta say, it looks pretty cool. I don't know what it's supposed to be really. Like, I don't know if it's like an MMO or like a single player game. But what we do know is that it takes place in age 1000. And to me, that is, let me tell you something. Age 1000 is a very important landmark in Dragon Ball history. It is the era Dragon Ball Online takes place in. And I am sort of a fan of Dragon Ball Online. Dragon Ball Online is a concept that I've always loved a lot. I went into its lore a multitude of times. I particularly have fond memories of being younger and just looking at that intro cinematic between the Saiyan human descendant of Goku and that Namekian fighting in the World Martial Arts Tournament. That scene is so cool. To briefly explain what Dragon Ball Online is and what Age 1000 is, it's roughly 300 years after the end of Z, and essentially Saiyan blood has become so diluted and spread out on Earth that humans are actually capable of becoming Super Saiyans if they unlock their full potential. What makes Dragon Ball Online so significant though is that it was essentially a canon continuation of Dragon Ball's manga continuity, at least back in the day before Dragon Ball Super was ever a thing, was definitely more canon than Dragon Ball GT because it was something that Toriyama was heavily involved with. Dragon Ball Online has so many cool lore details that isn't explored in the main series, like Goku and Vegeta's final bout, Goten and Trunks opening their own schools, Krillin and Tien opening their own schools, Gohan as a scholar releasing a book about Ki and giving it to the world for everyone to learn and understand the kind of power they possess, which is how everyone Age 1000 can fight like the warriors of the past. It's really cool stuff, honestly. And this new Dragon Ball game is very likely going to adapt all of that, if not just be a complete reimagining, retelling. After all, this is Akira Toriyama's project, so I wouldn't be surprised if, for the first time, you get to see that final fight between Goku and Vegeta and other cool lore details. It's very exciting. I'm very excited for this new game. On a separate note, I saw someone on Twitter call this man Larry, and that's his name now, bro. To me, this guy will always be Larry. Everyone, give it one for Larry. Anyways, those were kind of just my raw thoughts on everything we got during the Dragon Ball Super Genki Dama Suru. I still don't know if I said that right. I probably should look up how to pronounce it. But this was just kind of my raw thoughts on the event. I specifically want to make another video about Dragon Ball Online and explaining its lore. It would be a scripted video. If I can be real with everyone watching for a sec, I've been looking for an opportunity to make content on YouTube, and even though I was not intending to make any kind of video anytime soon, this event just brought me out. Like, it just made me want to make content because I love Dragon Ball so much that I love talking about this series. Before I move on, if you got this far into my little crummy video here, I appreciate you a lot. And I encourage you to subscribe because this will be far from the last video I post. I plan to make a lot more content on videos like this, edits and stuff like that. If you like Dragon Ball, definitely subscribe. This is mainly a Dragon Ball channel. It's definitely not going to be just Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball will be that center, that kind of anchor. Um, that's pretty much all I have to say. Genesis out.